I'm just trying to be like you, King. What's up YouTube, it's Mike aka Plastic Life, and today I'm taking a look at the new SH Figuarts Super Saiyan Son Goku, the legendary Super Saiyan from Dragon Ball Z. Bandai and Tamashii Nations have steadily been working on filling out the Frieza Saga roster, and we have our final battle Goku. There is no news on a final battle Frieza, but with the release of this Goku, it's safe to assume that Frieza is probably in the works. I ended up missing the first pre-order on this, but I was lucky to find one locally from a fellow collector, and with shipping and conversion, I ended up paying around 130 Canadian dollars. I know that seems expensive, but it's my fault for not pre-ordering right away. I had to have this Goku, so let's get it off the stand and take a closer look. And here is Goku out of the package, and this figure is looking really good. I'm really impressed with the level of detail. However, I do have one major gripe with this figure, and that is when you're a company making toys and you want to add battle damage in the form of cuts and scrapes and bruises, you need to add paint. Otherwise, it just looks extremely cheap and lazy when you put little hash marks in the pants like that, but you don't add any paint. It ends up just making it look like you're very lazy in the development of this figure. Other than that gripe, I find that this figure is really good rendition of what Goku looked like in the final battle against Frieza on Planet Namek in the Frieza Saga. He is extremely buff, and of course that is the art style that they used during that time period in the anime. The back musculature is just phenomenal. Look at the size of the triceps and the forearms. The pants, the detail on the pants is crazy. The rips and all the damage there looks so good. The belt all tattered, and the upper part of the gi and undershirt, as well as the wristbands, are all tattered. But yeah, this thing looks absolutely phenomenal. Ever since Tamashii Nations moved the production of these figures over to Vietnam, people have been complaining about several QC issues, mainly in figures like the Trunks or the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, where parts were extremely loose on those figures. It's safe to say, for mine at least, I got no loose parts on mine. My feet, ankles, they all work fantastic. You can get into poses, hold those poses. I don't have any parts falling off like I did in the Trunks figure. My Trunks figure was a mess, as the arm would fall off and the hips would fall off as well. But this Goku seems to move very well, and I have yet to identify any QC issues with him. In case you were unsure what I meant by those QC issues, the Trunks was made in the same location in Vietnam, and this thing was just, look at this, it's like a bag of bones, shakes around everywhere, whereas this Goku is extremely sturdy, and it doesn't really have any parts flopping around or falling off. Despite the QC issues on the 3.0 bodies, this Goku holds up very well and poses very nicely. We have some pretty standard SH Figuarts accessories, so let's take a look at those. For our accessories, Goku comes with 4 interchangeable faceplates. The first faceplate is the one that comes in the package, and it's just a very stoic Goku look. Very good, very nice placement of the decals, and I got no issues with the eyes or anything like that, so I'm happy with that. We do have our grinning head sculpt. Nice grin there. We have a smiling Goku face sculpt. Just a kind of half smirk there. Cocky. Very nice. And then we have our explosive rage face. And that came out really good. Super Saiyan Goku comes with interchangeable hair pieces to create different looks. First we have our standard Super Saiyan hair, as well as a hair piece with a bang that creates that full power angry Goku expression. We also have a totally different sculpt of hair, which when you add the faceplates to it, you get the full hair just pushed up, powering up, extreme rage face there. Swapping out the hair pieces and faceplates is fairly straightforward. You just grab a hold and pull, and you can also pull to remove the face sculpt. Then you're going to attach another face sculpt just by porting it into the lower ports like so. Take your other hair piece and just port that in, and there you have a different look for Goku. Swapping over to the swept upwards or powering up hair, you're just going to remove the bangs. These bangs do not fit on the other head sculpt, so don't try that. You're going to port one of the face plates on and then just snap that back on by pushing it. You're going to remove the head sculpt, revealing a ball peg, which is great because they're not using that hinge and ball peg from before where it's really difficult to port the head on. You're just going to line up the hole and the peg, push that in, like so, until you feel a pop. And there we have our explosive Rage Goku. Man, oh man, looks really good. Just Frieza. God damn, that looks really, really good. Goku comes with 6 interchangeable hands. First we have our fists that are on the figure when you get it out of the package. Then we have our open palm hands, or our blasting hands. We have another pair of opened palms, but these can be used for the Kamehameha. Very similar to the previous set of hands, but these fingers, the last 2 fingers, are bent more. These are like Goku's stylized martial arts hands. And a pair of Kamehameha hands that will hold the Kamehameha effect that comes with this Goku, and you can port that into either one of these pegs here. We have our Kamehameha effect, as well as 7 rays of light that will come out of the Kamehameha to give it that nice energy ball effect. To assemble this, you're just going to port the rays into the corresponding puzzle slots that are on the orb. Once you've assembled it, you'll have the Kamehameha complete with all the rays of light coming out the sides. It has a porthole so that you can use the peg from the Kamehameha hand. You just port that in, like so, and then you can essentially have him holding the Kamehameha piece. Port the hand in, pose them all up, and you got this fantastic Kamehameha effect. Check that out. Looks good. Yeah, you about to get it now, boy. When you remove the hands, just keep in mind that the wristbands do come off. You don't want to lose those, so just be careful. I forgot to mention this, but the Super Saiyan 4 Goku and the new Goku have the exact same Kamehameha effects, and then the previous renditions of Goku had this much smaller version of the Kamehameha. You can see how far along we've come with that. Which one do you like better? Let me know in the comments. Let's get into the articulation for Super Saiyan Goku. He has quite a lot of articulation, so he can look up quite a bit, because now we have a ball peg instead of a hinge and swivel. You can look down really far too, but if you look down too far, you're going to end up just separating the faceplate from the head sculpt. Keep that in mind. You can now tilt your head side to side, and we also have another joint in the neck there that's on a ball peg for a little extra range of motion there. In the promotional images for this Goku, I kind of found that this joint was really ugly, but now that I have the figure in hand, it's actually not too bad, and it sits pretty flush, but it allows for a much greater range of motion. You can lift his arms up all the way around, and that shoulder can come up really, really high now. We have a nice new butterfly joint that allows us to punch right across, so that looks really good there. We have really nice bicep swivel. We have double jointed elbows, and the bicep muscle doesn't really get too far in the way, so you can actually get a really good range of motion with that. And we have our standard SH Figuarts ball peg. Depending on which way it faces, you can either bring the hands in and out or up and down, depending on which way you turn it. We have a really good ab cut that can move back, down, left, and right. We also have a waist joint there that allows for full range of motion. Up and down is good as well. We have a belt that is a floating belt, It's a little bit annoying because now the crotch piece is actually a soft rubbery material, except for down right on the crotch there. But because of this, the belt is not really sitting flush. You gotta really try to tuck that soft rubbery piece underneath the belt for it to sit flush, and it keeps on popping up on me. It's not a big deal, but you know, just keep that in mind. The belt itself is on a ball peg, and you can remove that as well for a different look on Goku. Goku can kick up really high. The legs can come out all the way to the side. There is an upper thigh cut. We have double jointed knees, and the pants don't get in the way, so you get greater than 90 degrees there. There's no boot rotation, but we have our new SH Figuarts ankles. They move up, down. They also slide forward and back, so keep that in mind. We have toe articulation as well. You can actually get really low and into a crouch position with the knee down and the toe extended. That's some really good engineering there. Check out how easy it is to throw a punch. Really good articulation on this thing, very happy with it. For some size comparisons, here is Super Saiyan Goku next to some of its predecessors. On the left side, we have our Super Saiyan Goku Awakening version, and on the right side, we have our Ultra Instinct Goku with custom head sculpts on both of them. You can see that the new Super Saiyan Goku is slightly shorter. Yeah, he's slightly shorter, but he's more stocky, and that's just to fit the art style of the Frieza saga. Man, when we compare the older version to the new version, it's hard not to see a glaring difference between the two. And that difference is the shading that we see all throughout the older figure. In the muscles, in the deltoids, in the biceps, the chest has shading. There's shading all throughout the pants. And it just makes it feel like we're getting a premium figure when we get that extra little bit of detail. In the new version, there's a little bit of color variation kind of in the crotch area, but that's generally it. There's no shading through the musculature at all. So when you look at it compared to the older version, this figure ends up just looking a bit cheap. Let me know in the comment section though which one you prefer. Here's Goku next to 4th form Frieza. Next to our new Super Saiyan Trunks. Here's Piccolo with a custom cape from Daredevil 19. The first release of Majin Vegeta. The legendary Super Saiyan Broly. And Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Previous SH Figuarts Gokus head sculpts will not fit because the peg sizes are different. So my final thoughts on this figure and whether or not you should buy it. It's a definite yes for me. If you're a fan of Dragon Ball Z and Goku is a character that you admire like myself, this figure is absolutely fantastic. Yes, I am a little disappointed in the lack of shading and paint, but this seems to be the direction that Tamashii Nations is headed with this line. So, you know, we're going to see this for now on, just the molded plastic. That being said though, this is a really, really awesome Goku, and if in the near future they release a full-powered Frieza, then damn, you're going to have some awesome displays with those two. If you found this review helpful, hit that thumbs up and subscribe buttons. Head on over to Instagram at plastic.life with a Y for some of my toy photos. Leave a comment in the comment section on whether or not you're going to pick up this figure. And as always, it's your collection. Just buy whatever makes you happy. I hope I catch you in my next reviews. Take care.